President Obama was in Baltimore today to kick off weekend celebrations honoring the National Anthem's bicentennial. The president toured Fort McHenry and took a look at the original Star-Spangled Banner manuscript. Francis Scott Key wrote the lyrics after he was moved by the sight of the flag flying over the fort during the Battle of Baltimore in 1814.
Well, we have a saying in our newsroom, there is always a Bay Area connection, and boy, is that ever true with Francis Scott Key. Take a look. Maybe a little shaky with the lyrics, but these San Francisco kindergartners are singing the poetry of their school's namesake. But Francis Scott Key Elementary isn't the man's only signature on our landscape.
I believe it's the biggest monument in the park.
Just take a walk through the music concourse in Golden Gate Park.
A likeness of Key in bronze. He sits up in the chair, and then the finial on top is the goddess of liberty.
But who would give the park such a grand statue of Mr. Key?
James Lick was the benefactor of this.
Who died Yes, James Lick, who died the richest man in California and left his name, well, all over the place. But in 1814, Lick was a teenage piano maker in Baltimore, and he watched with his own eyes the perilous fight at Fort McHenry. That's right, the very same rockets and bombs that inspired Francis Scott Key.
Yes, it's an extraordinary come-together of small-time, small-place, little situation that adds up to something big, really, in American history.
Barely an hour's drive from that statue, Key left an even more intimate legacy in the Bay Area.
So we have one daughter here and then several of their children here. So we have about 5 members of Francis Scott Key's family buried in this cemetery.
Yes, one of Key's daughters followed her husband to California when he was hired by David Farragut to help build the Mare Island Naval Shipyard.
It's a little piece of history we throw in, a little United States history.
Most of us only know one verse of what's now our national anthem, but we know it by heart. The work of an amateur poet that still resonates after 200 years. Our producer Wilson Walker did a great job researching that. If you want to check it out, the Mare Island Cemetery is open to the public on weekends.
Excellent.